Oh my
We should be
goodness.
live now. Hello, hello, hello.
Ooh, hello.
Woo! We're not in the same room anymore. This is pants.
Yeah, it's totally pants. Yeah,
Totally pants. It's
yeah.
rubbish. Shawnee, good morning. How nice to see you.
There we go. My computer's not catching up now. Turn the sound down. There we go. There we go.
This has
Oh,
made me
Sean is here.
feel
Nicole is here.
Nicole as well.
Yeah.
Yay! With your crown, Nicole, which you
Yeah, Shawnee's got a
deserve.
crown too.
She hasn't
Basically.
on mine. That's weird.
Ah.
This is a bit sad though, because I can't prod you anymore.
I know.
I want to.
I know. I miss
That was
you.
lush.
So nice. We had such a great
Oh,
week, eh?
we did. And do you know what? There aren't very many people that you can share a very small little house with for a week when you've never met them before. And
Mm.
and then just like, oh, could we not just do it for a bit longer?
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
true.
Because
So true.
I'm not
Mm.
good at sharing space.
No, it was really, really fabulous. I keep thinking back to how man, how relaxed it was and
Yeah.
how yeah, it felt really good. Like in terms of you know, like really healthy. I don't know how else to
Yes.
say it. Like really good
Yes.
and healthy. Yeah. Really nice. Really, really nice. And then yeah, and now we're in different spots again. I'm not quite home yet. If you see a very beautiful woman hopping around in the background, that's my amazing niece, Amelie. Because I'm plonked myself down in the kitchen here. Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, we did have a blast, Shawnee. It was so much fun. It was just great. We could have easily
Hello,
done it all over
Marion.
again.
Hey, Marion. And Iris is there too.
Oh, it's so nice to
Yeah,
see
I hope you have
you
a good
guys.
day too, Iris.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so far so good. Managed to do some things. Turned
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Great
me
start
here.
showing up. Right,
Yay! Okay, so
should we
what
get on with it?
we've got a super topic, hey, for today.
It's really good topic. It's really
Mhm.
nice.
Like, what if you're solving the wrong problem, hey?
Exactly. What if you're solving the wrong problem? Okay, so we hear it. I don't know. This is one of my little bugbears. Can I have a little tiny rant?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you know when you go on like YouTube or TikTok or wherever where there's videos and stuff about dog training, and it's like, let me show you how to fix your dog.
Ah, yeah.
Fix? What do you mean fix? Are they broken? It makes them sound like a Lego model. You know what I mean? That you've dropped and you just need to stick it back together again. Um, and the issue for me with it is it's that behavior focus, isn't it? It's that this is what I can see that is causing me distress, stress, inconvenience, not allowing me to do what I want to do, blah 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 blah, and I want to just fix it.
Mhm.
And I have an
And
issue with that.
yeah, of course you have. And I mean that was also, I don't know, almost every talk brought that up, right? At the
Really
conference
did.
we were at that we told
Really
you all
did.
about last week. That it's not about the behavior. It's not that the behavior is the problem or the thing that we need to focus on. It is really what's underneath that, right? So it's about how the dog is feeling, and then that's how what they express through the behaviors.
Exactly.
We have to look at what's underneath there. And if we focus on the behavior, we miss that totally.
Right, let's ask everybody that's watching a question. Have you ever tried a strategy that just didn't work and thought, why is this still happening? I'm trying so hard. So, have you ever tried a strategy with your dog to fix a behavior and it just hasn't worked? Da, da, da. Let's see if anyone's done that. I have.
Oh, true.
Have you? What have you tried? Just
I
putting you on the spot there.
Yeah,
Rude.
you do actually. That's
Yeah,
actually
totally.
I know that I have. So with jumping up at guests,
Yep.
right? And sort of trying to making the dog, pulling them away or making them, do something else kind of. And it was very hard and it didn't really work because the arousal and also I think there is an amount of anxiety, with my dogs because
Yeah, that makes sense.
new people we don't have visitors often. And in the beginning, I thought it was all just excitement, right? And they're just happy to see the people. But I think that approaching them and jumping up and so on, strategies for them to deal with the anxiety. So in the end, when I realized that I needed to address that. So actually, I think I gave them the chew bones, not so much Midnawa. For Midnawa, that really worked very well. My intention was to change the behavior, but actually what I addressed was how he felt, right? And that's why
Yeah,
it made a difference.
exactly. Now, Iris has shared. Anne's just come online. Hi. So Iris has shared, exposing him to a situation, think if he worked through it, it would automatically get better the more often he had to face it. And I reckon that pretty much everybody on this call today has tried that too. I know
Yeah.
I did when I started. And I remember, going to a class where all the dogs had off lead time and had like that free play time. And I thought, this is going to be so good for Hattie. She'll be amazing just being exposed to it all the time because that's what I'd learned so far. It'll be great. And then she had a bad experience with a dog. And then I tried another strategy, which, as I was told to by a more experienced trainer, which was, well, don't comfort her. Don't comfort her if she's
Oh,
just ignore
yeah.
her, just pretend that nothing's happened. And it's like, yeah, that didn't work.
Mm.
So yeah, we've all I think, most of us have done that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that is. It just reminds me. Just recently, I had Stevie somewhere, and there were some other dogs, and she was coming out of the crate, in the car, and then other dogs came into that same space, and she was like looking around and sniffing and so on, and I just spoke to her, everything's fine, look around, good girly, nothing to worry about, just like, sort of like a bit of like a voiceover, not exactly,
Yeah.
and then another person was then immediately asked like, you are comforting her, aren't you giving her reason to think that there is cause for concern? And I think that's where that comes from, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, you can flip it around, and there can be situations where we are really worried about something, and of course our dogs feel that then, and we do want to not do that. We do want to not communicate our distress and then making it worse for the dogs. That's very true, but that doesn't mean that we can't encourage or support our
Make you
dogs.
feel better. I know,
Yeah,
it's bonkers, isn't it? It's
yeah.
utterly bonkers. I'm sure
Yeah,
that.
I'm feeling good, right? Everything's
Yeah.
fine. That's what I'm saying. And it helps to say the words. I think for me, it really helps just by verbalizing it, that emotion goes out there. Because the other way, that's the thing, I think. It's just, for me, it's just a crutch to make sure that I'm feeling neutral and good and, everything's fine here. And then that's what my dog hears and feels too. But
Yeah.
because I am worried.
Of
What
course
if
you are.
what
It's
what if
normal.
one of these other dogs is a shithead? Or what if my dog is suddenly scared? I mean, of course I worry. I want this to be a good experience. Of course I do worry. So then that would mean if I'm not supposed to interact with my dog in that scenario, then I either have to lie at them or I have to ignore them. I'm lying. I mean, that's bullshit. But, I would have to ignore them.
Yeah, exactly.
And that means withholding support.
Exactly. And then you end up in a bit of a spiral, I think, because what happened, one of the things that happens when you give support is it makes you feel better as well, doesn't it? So you end up in a virtuous spiral. You feel better, your dog starts feeling better, you start feeling better, and you end up this. Whereas if you ignore it, you're like, you're really tense, and that's going to make your dog worse as well because you're not addressing it.
Yeah.
You've not made it real.
Totally. And I always says that, I said she was told that's the way to do it by a trainer and that it made it worse, that exposure thing. Yeah, lots of people tell you
it used to be the thing to do, didn't it? It used to, and it's for some trainers, it still is. So you are still in that space and haven't moved on from there, which is a shame, really, for our dogs, certainly.
Yeah. Shawnee agrees with, I obviously had that same experience, not working on distance from the thing that bothered them. You're trying to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, let's take an example, because I'm going to give a disease example. Okay. You know how, Dash has got this tumor on his thyroid. Now, the first symptom that we saw was the fact that he was weeing overnight. Now, that was the symptom, just like the barking and lunging is the symptom. Now, what I could have done is just looked at that symptom and go, right, I need to make sure he's not drinking so much before we go to bed. Yeah, I need to limit how much he's allowed to drink so that he can't do that. That would have been dealing with the symptom, but that would have done absolutely nothing. In fact, it would have made him worse for the fact that he's got this tumor on his thyroid. So yeah, that's kind of my sort of little analogy. When all you're doing is looking at the behavior, which is what these people are saying to do, isn't it? It's just looking at the behavior. That's treating the symptom, and it's not actually looking at the cause of it and the actual illness itself, which is super important. So
totally. So, and I mean, a good example, especially with our reactive dogs, is barking, right?
Totally.
And if a dog is, what are the situations when dogs bark? No? What could be a cause for a dog barking?
Yeah, if you just write in the comments, what could be the thing that's making the dog bark? The cause.
Why would a dog bark?
So we're taking the bark as being the symptom. What's the underlying cause of that symptom?
How are they? Like, what's the emotion behind the bark?
To alert you, Shawnee says. Yeah, so it could be an alert bark.
Or to come inside. Yep. Now I does that.
Could be
it's
that.
outside, and I might have closed the door because I didn't want the other two to go out.
Excuse me, I'm here.
Yes, let me unpace. So that's communication. That's fine.
Yeah.
Marion suggests fear. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, Caesar hears something. That's right. That's
so again, that could be an alert. It could be fear. When they see or hear something, actually, there's a lot of emotions that can happen depending on what it is in the context.
Yeah, my dogs will bark when visitors come inside. So that's excitement.
Yeah.
Dogs sometimes, I know with my dog, sometimes it's frustration doing training.
Yeah, and also when you've got an on-lead dog and there's another dog, sometimes that's fear or anxiety, but sometimes there's some frustration as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm slow or
100%.
if my training mechanics are not clear, then I'll get biking, and our biking is frustration, right?
Yeah.
And it's in the training situation. So I mean, the thing is, the point that we were trying to make is that your underlying emotion, there are different underlying emotions, right? And the same behavior.
Exactly.
So now we cannot treat the behavior without treating the underlying emotion. I mean, a dog might also bark more because they are uncomfortable, right? And that could be due to pain. So there is, unless we, with fear, excitement, pain, there are different things that we would do in order to help the dog feel differently. And then if they feel differently, then they don't have any reason to bark anymore.
I mean, we can suppress it, can't we? That's all we can do with the behaviour, but without looking at the causes, is just suppress it.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then you end up with that kind of pressure cooker scenario, which is where we get from for ourselves if we suppress how we're feeling as well, rather than trying to do something about it, which kind of leads into what Iris is saying, because there's nothing inherently wrong with a dog barking. It's a natural behaviour, so when Billy, he's got a prey drive, he chases and barks, and that's because he's got high arousal at that point, and he's just doing a natural dog behaviour.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not being bad. It's not bad behaviour, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be, the thing is, barking is a good example, actually, because that can be something that bothers us.
Exactly. Dog doesn't. In fact, it makes the dog feel quite good, doesn't it?
Very often, yeah.
Yeah, it's very rewarding.
I don't think that they necessarily feel better, but it is definitely a release.
Yeah.
I mean, that is why they do it, right? If it comes out and then they can't help themselves, they have to do it. They definitely feel worse if you try to stop them from doing it without looking at why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Dogs always there's always a reason. They don't do things without a reason. That's the thing, right? We've got to keep that in mind. Yeah.
So Anne's puts excitement for sure, barks when the others run, doesn't even know why they're running. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just emotions. It's all about the emotion.
Yeah.
Okay. So what can we do then? What is it? How do we address that? And that's really, what we always talk about, isn't it, Julia?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, what are we going to do? Should we have a look at some things, some advice, something practical?
Well, the first thing is always to go back to shapes.
Yes, shapes is huge.
So is the dog feeling safe, right? Is there something we can do, either management, can we lower the arousal? I mean, things like that, right? Is there pain or some kind of health issue involved? So we always have to check that. So Julia with Dashi, okay, he's weeing now overnight. What's wrong? Let's go and have a medical checkup, right? Yeah. So hi, Robert, who just shared that Bren barks when he doesn't know what is happening. Yep. Or he cannot see or get to sniff what he needs to know. Absolutely. So it's a precautionary bark. He barks a lot when looking out the window after hearing a noise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And often when, not knowing what's happening, so there can be a bit of anxiety in there. There can be some frustration. I need to see this. I can hear it, but I can't see it. The dogs aren't really thinking those thoughts. They're just expressing how they feel in that moment. We need to always, when people say my dog is stubborn or naughty or whatever these labels might be, they're always sort of, there's always sort of this implication that the dog is doing something on purpose, knowing that they shouldn't. And that's total, they're not they don't think in such complex terms. They're just like,
they don't. They do what works and what makes them feel better.
Yeah. So hormones, all those things with the adolescents especially, or if, with intact dogs, all of that. And then our own awareness, our really, starting with the readiness, being aware there could be something, there's always something behind it. Dogs always have a reason. So us then being ready to have a look. What? To have an investigate.
Interpret
to investigate.
Investigate. Yeah.
I'm a little because I'm in Germany right now, I'm a little bit with the English.
You've forgotten how to speak English completely.
Yeah,
So
totally. I can't say a word.
nothing. Look at that. She's rubbish. Rubbish. Should we just do this in German? Because
Ja, können wir machen, kein Problem. What do you
no.
think? So Robert says, yes, if he's able to look or greet someone, he's all sweetness and light and quiet. There we go. Yeah.
And it
I'm
kind of
sure.
makes sense, doesn't it? It's like in the night when you hear a big clunk and you don't know what it is. It's scary. When you know what it is, you're fine.
We had that last night.
Did you?
Now that, yeah. So I was in the other room. I was talking to John on the phone. And then I came into the kitchen because I wanted to ask my sister a question. And then here she's standing with her friend, and they had like big eyes. And like, did you hear this big noise just now? I'm like, what noise? And then they said, well, the tap, there was water flowing, and there was this huge noise. And I said, there was probably air in the pipes, because that happens a lot where we are, because the water gets turned off, and then we have, air in there. So that was the first thing that came to the top of my head, because then it makes a horrid noise. And then immediately they felt better, because now they had a logical, it may or may not have been that. It's not as, what do I know? But there was a way that made sense to explain it. And then, it felt less spooky. And it's the same for our dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So the more we practice with them in conditions where they can feel safe. Shapes, remember? We come from awareness now to the key. That's practice. So the more we practice with them in ways that builds confidence and where they can feel safe, the more they are able to deal with life situations.
And it brings us sort of to one of the things that we talked about at the conference actually last week. Was about having that predictability helps a dog to feel safe. And that's kind of where this practice comes in. So if you do train some tricks, or if you do some patterns that you rehearse a lot, it gives your dog that safety, that feeling of predictability. Oh, I know what's going to happen next. I can do this. This is familiar. And that's kind of where that comes in to that whole feeling of safety, how it all kind of clicks in together, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, I mean, these things are not in that, just in the order we mention them, so that they form a nice word, nice acronym, right? I mean, you want to work on all of these things, kind of from, you look at it from different angles and you address it from different angles. That's what we're trying to say.
Exactly.
So enrichment, that's why enrichment is so important. And if you were here last week, then you already know that I had a big enlightenment moment when it comes to enrichment. And because what enrichment really does is it speaks directly to our dog's needs.
Exactly that, yeah.
Things they need to do, behaviors they need opportunity to engage in for them to feel well, right? And that's what enrichment does. And we have to make sure that our dogs live enriched lives, that all their needs are met before we can even look at behavior problems. Because we know
what's really cool, while you were talking about that, an email just pinged through, and it's my enrollment form for my next module for my ACE stuff, my ACE for and my free work.
Cool. That's so cool. Module 2, wowzers.
I know. Got to do module 3 and some case studies, and then I'll be a proper ACE trainer.
Oh.
In so many different ways.
It goes really fast, eh?
I know. Well, I haven't done the practical bit yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But because I'm awesome, they've said I can. No, it's not. I've just done all my homework.
yeah. You've been really active.
Yeah, I love it. Active. I'm loving it. So much fun.
It's really good. Okay, and then quickly, just to finish our shapes thingy-my-bob, what is the last one? You guys know what the last one is? What's the last S?
Second S.
Put it in the chat.
That's a good call, Barbara. So Anne's just asking if there's info on shapes on our website so it can be reviewed. Have we done a blog on it?
We did a blog on it, and there's also the freebie. If you have the freebie, Anne, there's a PDF that speaks to shapes.
There is, yeah. Let me have
which
a
is
little
nice
look.
because it's got lots of links and stuff to more info.
I can't log in at the moment, but
I think I can. I don't know.
well, I can. I just have to get up and get my phone.
Let me see.
It signs me out. It's really irritating. But yeah, good idea to have a quick review of that. Are you able to get in, Barbara? Or do you want me to go and get my phone?
Yeah, no, I'm in.
She's good, isn't she?
I'm going to log.
Super duper. But yes, what does the second S stand for in shapes, if anybody can remember? Da, da, da. It's like tumbleweed. Everyone's going, oh, I know they've said about this before. So we've got the first S was safety, the H was health and nutrition, the A is awareness, P is for practice, the E is for enrichment. What's the one we've missed out? It's a big one, it's really important, and it's actually something that we'll be talking more about over the next month or so, probably. I would imagine. Just trying to keep an eye on everything at the same time. Shall I tell them?
No, give it a minute.
I'm so impatient.
I'm looking at our blog now and I can't find the one on shapes. That's not good.
Well, let's make sure that we put one up there on shape, shall we? Because it's a really good point.
Yes. I know we've got one, but I
We've
don't
got
know.
that. We've also got, if you've got the dog training planner, it's in there.
Oh yeah,
And we've got, and it's in the freebie.
The dog training planner is actually probably the best spot.
Yeah, if you've got
Because
that,
that really
it's
helps
really
you
useful.
address.
It kind of, talks you through it step by step, which is brilliant. There was also, if you go back in the lives, there was a live on shapes as well, just on shapes, but we should do a block on it. Nicole, self-care, boom!
There we go, see?
11 out of 10 for you.
Yep. Well done, Nicole.
Superb. There's a woman that is a member of our mastermind.
Yep. So self-care is super, super, super.
And put snacks. Do you know what? It isn't snacks, but I wish it could be. Snacks for humans as well as dogs. Snacks. Love that.
I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
Maybe it should be snacks.
Yeah.
We should have two S's. Another.
Yeah.
Can we have a little mini imaginary S for snacks now, please? Thank you.
When during the conference, one of our favorite speakers, Andy Hale, he didn't speak about self-care, but it came up, of course, in his talk. He had a slide on it. And he had 8 categories for self-care, right? Which was really fabulous. And there were lots of things, just looking at those categories, lots of things that gave me food for thought. So we've got something coming up. We actually have a little, shall we tell them? I think we can tell them.
Let's.
We have a little course that we're gonna make live soon.
Sorry, I've got to interrupt a second. Iris has just put self-care equals snacks.
That's the best. That is so cool. That is so cool. In fact, actually, we have the courses available on our website, but we'll do a little launch for it soon. So it's called
you can find out more before you commit to it, kind of thing. Yeah.
So it's called Be in a Compass, and it's all about self-care and resilience for the human. And when we say resilience, we mean access to support and tools, right? For when, because we all feel that having a reactive dog can be super stressful. Well, it is actually. It's not just it can be, right, Julia? It always is.
It really is, yes.
Because no matter where we are on that journey, whether it is right in the beginning and we're just overwhelmed because our dogs are throwing these behaviors and we don't know what to do, right? Or whether we're further along on the journey and we know that there are certain situations where our dogs aren't feeling great and we cannot always protect them from that. We cannot always protect them. I mean, life is unpredictable, and we can't put them in cotton wool at all times. That's the other thing. So we've got to be, so even if you're already, doing all the things, there are still lots of moments where it doesn't feel good.
I know, and even when your dog has made loads and loads of progress, there's always going to be stuff that you're managing. So classic example would have been last week, wouldn't it, with Hattie? In terms of, she isn't the dog that she used to be in terms of wanting to eat people that come near her people.
No, I never felt like I was her snack.
You never felt like a snack. But having Barbara in the house with her, we always had to be very aware of it. And she has got better enough. So the times when we did sort of forget.
We did forget. Sometimes I just leapt up and ran into the kitchen, and Hattie's like, what the,
But she only came and barked at you once when you did that, didn't she? She had a good shout, and we were like, oh, fuck yeah. Because she'd had a big day as well. So, we knew exactly what had happened. Most of the time but you still have got that in your head, like, oh my God, I need to be more. You kept saying, oh, I totally forgot then. And it's still quite stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, you feel just bad that you put the dogs through that.
Yeah.
Startled her, and she don't know better. But at the same time, this will always happen.
Exactly.
Right? And then
never going to be perfect.
Yeah, and things that happened outside, that we could not always prevent from happening. No amount of awareness, and it was really hard. You can't close all the windows all the time. And there were building works going on across the street. Remember, and then sometimes
wasn't ideal, was it?
Yeah, sometimes they just barked, or a really.
And we know their bucket was filling because of the building work, even when they weren't barking.
Yeah, and even just not being at home is bucket feeling. As much as they enjoy it, just for us, it's the same, right? You're on holiday, you love it, but you're just not home. It's not the same, right? It's just any change can.
Exactly. Just
For some people it's a big bucket fill, and for others it's just a little thing, or for you it's just arousal, right? You just enjoy being away. So it's always in one way or the other, it adds to everything.
I do love being away, but then having said that, on what day was it? Thursday, I had a little meltdown, didn't I? See, Iris?
Yeah, you did.
I had a tiny meltdown.
Yeah.
But it was managed well.
Yes.
By Barbara and my husband, Matt. Oh dear. But yeah. And that's just normal. Normal. Right. So yeah, we've got this course coming up. It's going to be super duper cool. And it's about you. And it's kind of, I think it's one of the biggest missing pieces.
Yeah, it's a biggie.
You forget. It's
so
huge.
You'll learn more about it. If you're watching this and you're totally new to any of this, we've mentioned the freebie and we mentioned the planner.
Yep.
We should maybe pop a link. Do you have a link to our freebie? We can pop it. We could pop it in the chat here, or we could just pop it in the comments.
I haven't got it at my fingertips because I can't get onto Zenla.
Hang on, while you carry on, I'll just
talk amongst myself. Talk amongst. The other thing is, if you've already bought Inner Compass, it's something that we are going to keep updating. So if you might see new bits start to appear.
Yeah,
there's a few things
because we learned a lot recently.
We that we're like, we need to put that in. We need to share that with our people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something.
And we did some videos.
We did. That was on Meltdown Day, wasn't it? We did those videos.
Yeah.
Videos on
Meltdown
Meltdown
we did them.
Day.
They were great.
They were super.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me just quickly lift this. Okay, got it. Link, so there's a lot to click through, and I'm not on my usual computer, so I'm not.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. No, this looks weird. Why does it look this way? Because I'm looking at the thing. Okay, so I can put this right here in the chat. That's the link to the freebie. So if you're new, if you just joined us for the first time today, if you haven't downloaded the freebie, that's a great way to start. And I'm going to put it in the comments to this on the Facebook group as well. So it's in the comments here on the live. I don't know. We should, can't we do like a link tree or something? I'll have to look at that. For YouTube, you know, that it's always there. We'll know where to find it. Anyway, but I put
look at that for the next one.
But I put it on the, is this reminder and the link to this live that's in the Facebook group, which you can also lift off. I don't think that you can share it out of the group, but you could lift that and share it on your socials so people can come and find out a little bit, you know, about if they struggle with their dogs and they're looking at the behavior, because that is natural. That is the first thing that anybody does. That's what we did too, right? Wow, my dog's having meltdowns. How can I stop them from doing A, B, C? But we know that's actually not asking the right question. But most people, unless they have somebody like you guys who opens their eyes to that, right, and shares the information, they cannot find out, and the poor dogs cannot get support from their humans. So if you feel like you could lift the link to the live and share that with your friends or the people that need it, or you could just share the freebie. We'd be super grateful. The more people we can help, the more dogs we can help, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Right. We shall see you next week.
Yes.
Same time, same place. Be there.
Yeah, we didn't get any questions to address this time. No, so
yeah, bring your questions next time if you have some.
Yeah, post them in the group, and then we, under the live announcement, because that's really why we hop on here every week.
Because Facebook is rubbish at telling us things. So when you've posted stuff, so we do miss things just because of this. The algorithm's awful at the moment. So or tag us in them. That helps massively.
We should do a post on that in the Facebook group, actually, as a reminder, invitation to ask the question with a tag and and where to put them. Cool. Okie dokes. Let's
see you next week.
Thanks so much for joining us, guys. You are awesome.
Bye. Time for snacks, Sam. Yeah.
Cheers. It was so cool. Bye, you guys.